Congratulations on The Strangers.
Thank you.
I thought it was terrifying, but that's
Good.
sort of the point.
Yes.
I was curious, approaching this movie that's in 3 parts, did you just approach it as one big long movie, or did you sort of envision it like as a production as 3 movies?
I approached it as one big movie, but what made it really challenging is that movies are never shot in order. So even with a normal movie that is a 90-minute, 100-minute movie, you end up shooting the ending first and then the beginning and so on. In this case, it was a 4.5-hour movie and literally just broken into 3 chapters. And we could be shooting Monday morning, we're shooting at chapter 3, and Monday afternoon, chapter 1, and Tuesday morning, chapter 2. And so actors go from being covered in blood with torn clothes, crawling on the ground, to being pristine and perfect and happy and whatever in 2 hours. And so the whole crew and me and the actors and everybody has to react to that and be able to always find the right emotional level for each scene and so on. So it was a really giant challenge.
How does that rank up compared to the countless movies you've done in the past?
It definitely was the biggest challenge I've ever encountered, but I love that. And I love shooting movies on location, like I've done with Die Hard 2 or Cliffhanger, going into really harsh locations and dealing with the environment instead of shooting in a studio with a blue screen. Right. So in this case, we were deep in Slovakian forests, so story takes place in America, but we doubled Oregon for Slovakia and shot in very, very tough conditions, mostly at night. Mm-hmm. So definitely shooting in one go 3 movies was quite an undertaking.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And I was curious, at any point did you speak with Brian Bertino, who helmed the first one?
I honestly didn't.
Okay.
And I don't know what the reason is. Maybe just everything happened so fast, I literally didn't have time. Maybe I was a little intimidated by his movie because it was so good, so I didn't know what to say to him. So never spoke to him, and now I'm just, curious to see what he thinks when he sees this.
Oh, well, I thought his movie was great, and I thought yours was great, so
Thank you.
I think it all worked out.
Yeah, thank you. And we really, we wanted to take the spirit and the premise of that movie that was so brilliant and use it as a jumping off point and develop a story that is bigger, goes deeper into the both antagonist and protagonist psychology, and really honors what was great about the original film.
Of course, yeah. And you mentioned Cliffhanger. I hear they're doing that reboot. I was curious if you had any thoughts on that, if there's anything you hope they, don't change, or.
Well, having heard that they are going to do, I think it's a sequel to
Right.
Cliffhanger. I hope for the filmmakers' sake that they will be able to shoot in real locations, because what we did, this was before the advent of digital cinema. So when we shot the movie, we spent 6 months in the Italian Alps in the real conditions, shooting everything for real. And the actors had to climb mountains, literally. So, and nowadays I feel that in so many cases, these kind of more complicated movies, they end up being shot in a studio, and then the snow and the mountains and the circumstances are created digitally. So for their own sake, I hope they are given the money and the resources to go on location and shoot it for real, because I think for the spirit of that movie, it's important to feel that reality. And if it's done digitally, no matter how well it's done, I feel like the audience can smell it.
I agree. I would.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, is that all?
Thank you very much.
It.